Hello, friends, and welcome to Potentials. Tonight is Andrea Martin with a beautiful, she's just going to tell us about the Matrix Buster, which I find very interesting. So if you would like to share with us.
Well, it's an honor to be with everyone tonight. I'm so glad everyone could be here with us. And yeah, I think this is a pretty timeless message. There was definitely a lot of upheaval this week, I would say, that many of us were feeling. And I think it was some kind of a little bit of an epiphany awakening for those of us in this arena to come to terms with what's going on. And most of the time, what's been popping up for me and for a lot of people that I work with is the idea of what's real. There's just so much, people are just everybody's saying the same thing. Like, I can't tell what's real and what's fake. I can't tell what's up and what's down.
Yes.
Yeah, and definitely, I think there's been some red flag, for sure. I know there's been a lot of red flags that have popped up that really have dropped people's sense of self, which is, if anything, really something you want to pay attention to. If you feel like whatever you're hearing makes you feel shame, so that the lowest vibration you can ever have is shame. And anyone that makes you feel shame, or that you need to fix something about yourself, that somehow you're not worthy, that you have to do some kind of work, that you're a second-class citizen, that you don't deserve compassion. I mean, we can go on and on and on and on.
That you're a sinner. That you're a sinner.
Yeah, yeah, that's real deep, dark, nasty. You can't get any worse than that. And anyone who's feeding you that, you run. Basically run. And for us, again, we work a lot with the galactic realm, and I'll be honest, I've never met anyone, even people that I've worked with who are off-planet people, who didn't make me feel amazing. So I think that's kind of a red, and I'm not saying I haven't met every person off planet, so I can't say what they're all like, obviously. But to me, if you meet anyone or you're talking to someone telepathically or however you do that, who is an off planet being, and you're getting that kind of vibe that, somehow, oh, you got to fix yourself, or I'm not going to help you, or you're not going to get this technology, or this and that and the other, until you do these certain things. And I would just really, really be like, thanks, good luck to you,
Yeah.
I don't care where they come from. I don't care if they're 5,000 years old. I don't care who the hell they are. That's not okay, and that's not something you need in your arena. And I'll give you an example. I mean, I say you're talking to somebody, oh, I'm 1,000 years old, and I'm so much better than you. And it's like, you know what? It's like, sure, you might be 1,000 years old and for your people, but you know what? The technology that you're holding or withholding from anyone doesn't belong to you. That technology was created by the people that came before you. So even if you're from a culture and you're 1,000 years old, and your culture is, say, 100,000 years older than Earth's culture, well, that technology that you're currently holding and thinking that makes you special isn't yours. That was given to you by your forefathers who created it. You didn't create that. If you're 1,000 years old, you're not old enough to have been there in your culture, considering the span of your ascension, wherever you are. You didn't create that. That was given to you. And you don't have the right to withhold that to anyone else. They could have withheld that from you. And the same goes for compassion. No one has the right to withhold anyone compassion. You don't judge someone in need of compassion. That's not your duty. That's that person's business to judge themselves if they so wish to change something amongst themselves. That is none of your business, what they're doing with themselves. And anyone who holds compassion, healing, the ability to relieve anyone, any being, whatever that is, of suffering, is a psychopath. Period. If you withhold the tools, the services, whatever, to stop suffering, in any being, you are a psychopath. Period. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, having produced that, just to give people some heads up, don't work with beings like that ever under any circumstances. And actually, I don't know if anybody knows this. So I have my soulmate. We're chip off the same soul. Yeah, any galactic person I've ever worked with has never ever given me that impression. They know I would cream them if they did. I mean, honestly, or this obsession you hear now, oh, they're worshiping us. Like, I ain't worshiping you, ain't nobody worshiping you. And frankly, if there's a person that wants to worship you, that's none of your business. That's not your problem. That's that other person. You know what? That's a teaching moment. Instead of saying, oh, we're not going to give the humans this because they started worshiping us, or blah, 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 you know, they think we're like, you know what? Instead of sounding like an asshole or a dick, here's an idea. Why don't you teach at that moment? Use that moment to teach and say to this person who is in such pain and turmoil in themselves that they are so grateful that they just don't know what else to do. That's how much pain they're feeling. Now is your chance to teach that person, not to make an ass out of that person, not to withhold things from that person. If anyone needs anything, it's that person.
Yes.
So, yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say. And like I said, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care what planet you're born on. I don't care how the hell old you are. I don't care what kind of technology you have. That's of no interest to me whatsoever. It's who you are as a person inside that I'm looking at. And there's certainly the galactic beings that I've worked with that in my family, as my family. Yeah, they're all love. They get it. You know, they would. I mean, they don't have any technology to give out. If they did, they would. if they could help, and of course they help, as all of us do, right? We help all that we can help in that space that we are in, and you make everyone feel good. It's not your business to judge or condemn or decide how someone's supposed to act. You just send love. That's all you do.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess one of the things I was told to do tonight is pull some tarot. Pull some. So the first card, which is just, I mean, you can't make it. The thing with the tarot is you can't make this stuff up. Because this was a message that I was given last night and also this morning, that the messages kept coming through. And I'm not going to say who gave the messages, and I'm not going to say how this actually played out last night. I just don't think it's appropriate right now, considering the confusion drama that humans are continuing to foment. The ego that's really, and it might be part of the cathartic purge. It's probably a cathartic purge for some humans to deal with their own ego and things like that. And I understand that. And you know, you need to find that path forward. So what the first card I pulled was drawn here. It's called Child of the Cosmos. I'll put that up there. People see.
Yes.
Child
Beautiful.
of the Cosmos. Yeah, it's really nice. This is the first card. They said I'm gonna pull two. They said to pull two. And because I haven't got a med bed yet, and I don't need one, so I'm not really, you know, I can live with my glasses for now.
Yes.
So for me, it's just I see a lot of people suffering, and they really need these, and it's just offensive to me, absolutely offensive. Anyway, so Child of the Cosmos, and it says, how can you surrender more deeply to the intelligent flow of life? It says there's a mysterious force that governs all of life, an intelligence that tells flowers when to bloom, when the tides and seasons when to come and go. That intelligence is within you too. It was there before you drew your first breath, and it will be there well beyond your last. It's the part of you that informed every cell what to do when you were in your mother's womb. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it, because Earth is a planet of polarity and free will. It's easy to forget that this intelligence exists within us. So often we become disconnected from this pulse of life and fall into the pattern of believing that we're separate, or feeling that we need to go it alone. We can feel isolated, and as if we need to figure things out for ourselves, to rely on our own strength. You're being called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells. To remember that you're a precious child of a loving, gentle universe, that you have access to all of the intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and qualities that ever were or ever will be. And to remember that if flowers knew exactly when and how to bloom, then you do too. And yeah, you have nothing to learn. And that's the other part of this message. It's like, you're already perfect. You already are you ever need to be. There's nothing to fix inside of you. I mean, and this is just the thing that, man, making people feel like crap, and everybody feels like, that's the matrix. That's
We're
how
already critiquing ourselves, all the time. We don't need somebody else to do it.
yeah, that's how you're controlled by ever since, and it's not, I don't blame people's parents, not everybody's parents, but they were part of the matrix. They didn't know any better. So they didn't, give you a crappy childhood or whatever, or feed your head with all this bullshit. They didn't know any better. They had drank it's a cult we live in. We live in a cult. They drank the Kool-Aid and they don't know. They just don't know. But it's a really simple matter of being like, you don't need to fix yourself. There's nothing broken in you. If other people want to walk around broken, they can. Just don't let them in. Try to help them if you can, but have your boundaries set up. And this is how the matrix operates. That's how the matrix operates. It's broken, and it feeds off of others. It makes you broken. It's a disgusting, fear-based, cruelty-based, perverted way of existing. And just let it dissolve. And you let that happen by finding love, just being your own love. And that's all there is to it. So they wanted me to pull 2 cards. I'm going to see. I do jumpers. So this deck is pretty thick, so it's can kind of be a little issue when you're trying to put these things. Let's see. What is the other message you want for everyone tonight? What do you think we need to hear? Let's see. No, while I'm waiting for this, I don't know if anything has struck you, Linda, during the week that you'd like to share.
Oh, there's so many. What you said really resonated, because there's so many other people that I've been talking to about the same thing, which is not knowing what's real, not knowing what to believe anymore, like about anything. Just not knowing who to trust, who not to trust. It feels like the matrix is really crashing in a way. Like,
yeah,
it just feels like that.
Yeah, I agree. For sure. And I think I got mind control. I think a lot of people are being mind controlled.
Yeah.
Anybody who's feeding you self-hate, or that there's something wrong with you and you got to fix something in yourself. I mean, there's all things we always want to, maybe you want to learn a language, that it's not that you shouldn't be fixing stuff in yourself. You might have to be healing things in yourself. It's not fixing, it's healing and removing. I don't need this. I'm going to take this out. It's like cleaning your house or something, or cleaning the bookshelves or something. I don't need these books anymore. You don't walk up to your overstuffed bookshelf and be like, oh, this bookshelf is something wrong with this bookshelf. It's got to fix itself. It's got to meditate and raise its vibration. And no, you go like, I don't read it. You just clean it out and walk away. And I think just one of the things I want to add about a lot of this fixation, I see all over the place. Vibration, meditation, and blah blah blah. You gotta do this, or if you don't get to a certain level, and blah blah blah. It's like stress. It's like the reason you might want to meditate, or and we talk about that here. But the only reason you want to do that because it feels good.
Yeah,
that's all you do. It's not about, oh my God, I gotta do this, or oh, I'm not worthy of a med bed, or if I don't raise my vibration, I'm not blah blah blah. It's like, no, the reason that you meditate and have it's a gift to yourself.
It's like a nice, beautiful bath,
Yes, I love myself, and I want to spend some time enjoying a sensation.
Yes,
That's all that is. You hear this bullshit. I just makes me go crazy, and about this, and I hear it from so many people talking about these med beds, about this vibration shit, and it's like, I don't care what planet you're on, you don't have to earn healing. if you're, I don't know, if you're inside of Venus or what right now, and you're fixing something on your roof, you fall down and break a leg, you think that the people on Venus are going to walk up to this to you and go, oh, hey, Fred just fell off his roof. Well, I don't know. Fred's been in a low vibration. Better just leave him there with a broken leg. No. And he's not going to be in a high. If you just broke your neck, you're not going to be in a great. You're going, oh, I'm so zen right now. You're going to be fucked.
Yeah.
I don't care. I mean, it's like my buddy's here right now. He's been kind of hanging around a little bit, but he's laughing. That's I mean, you're going to be at your lowest state when you're in need of healing like that, physical healing. This is something bad. That's unbelievable. I mean, I don't even know where to I don't anyway. So the next card they gave me is interesting. Star Ancestors. So put that here.
Ooh. Nice. The
Egypt.
pyramids. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's hidden secrets, lost wisdom, and look a little deeper. And again, of course, bingo. And Star Ancestors. What do they have this? There we go. Here it is. Sometimes they open right to the right page, but all right. Somebody's looking over my shoulder. Okay. Oh, that I know. Stop judging me. You know, you're always. How can we had a big conversation the other day. He knows what I'm going to talk about. So they showed me it was a couple months ago, and we've been talking about this idea of having a baby. And it'll be at home. It won't be here. I'll be back in the Pleiades. So they showed me the boy, about 8 years old. And he was wearing a uniform, and I know is a Galactic Federation uniform. So Ika works for the Galactic Federation. That's how he, that's how we arrange this situation. And I told him, I said, you know what? If what I hear is true from this organization, we're going to have he's laughing when I always say this. So we are going to have a conversation about this, because no child of mine is going to be a part of any kind of organization who believes that they have the power to single-handedly control compassion. And that's a real problem for me. And like I said, now if he decides, because this is free will, this is real free will. Free will means you have free will. It means there isn't somebody telling you what to do. Right?
At all.
So should he, as he matures, decide that, okay, I want to do this, and we've had a discussion about, my feelings, unless something changes, where compassion starts to rule the day. I'm not going to stop him, because he has the, and because I would say, look at this, see, you joining this group, maybe you're going to join it to heal them. Maybe you're going to be the light they need. Maybe you're going to be the light of love that needs to infiltrate this organization. So yeah, but anyway, that's for our future. He knows this way. We're going to have a conversation. So Star Answers. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. And it says, I'm ready to remember ancient mysteries and secrets from deep within. And this is the key, deep within you. Mm-hmm. Not what somebody tells you, deep within you. It says, the ancients knew much more than we do about our connection with the stars. Their pyramids, temples, and other places of worship created in precise alignment with the stars exist in all corners of the world. What if this ancient wisdom is available for you to uncover now? You're being called to think and listen with your ancient heart and soul, to tap into the part of you that remembers and knows. All ancient secrets are whispered forever in your ears. All mystic knowing blooms in your heart. All potent power pumps through your veins. You're being invited to step into your ancient knowingness, to be held by the rememberings of the star ancestors, to look a little deeper if you're feeling stuck. You're being called to do something different, to change your point of view. That's great. I think that's fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. To love yourself. Change your point of view. Creativity happens when we put together two things that don't belong, when we do the unexpected. So often a creative solution is right in front of us, but because we think the same thoughts and act the same way, we miss what's in the open. You're here to remember and uncover ancient secrets and transmissions. technology, and wisdom that are so needed on the planet right now. To unlock your soul's memories of a time when we lived in harmony on Earth and one day will again. So yeah, you can't. That's the thing with tarot. It's spot on. It's always spot on. So I'm not, like I said, the main point, right? The main event. Today I was actually playing with a friend of mine. Well, she's a family member. He's probably say he's like a cousin or something. And these guys, he's on the Pleiades. I mentioned him. I can't get his name yet. I mentioned him before. He's a pull my finger guy.
Yes.
So yeah, there's two women and a young man. He's young and he's tall and blonde hair, about like short. He's kind of, you know, narrow, very, very pretty, very angelic looking, very pretty, but thin build and tall. And he is just lights up any room he walks into. And he is like the class clown, but like just fun. I mean, he just radiates cool. and he's super funny. And I said, like, if the two of us were ever together, we'd be arrested. We would do something crazy. Totally off the cuff, like just like, yeah, absolutely crazy. And I wish I could get his name, but I want to start spending some more time with him. And I've been connecting more with my family there and going to my house again, spending some time in there, seeing what's up, right? And they are kind of taking care of that for me. So I really want to spend a little more, like I said, in my new channel, we're going to have more conversations with him and the rest of my family, just to give, you know, a little bit of I think a familiarity for people who are, you know, trying to meet their own family, off planet or on planet in some cases, and make some connections. And one of our friends, of course, Evan, has been able to do that. He was able to connect with his wife, basically. And I believe they're a soul split as well. And she took me on a ship. She's been very busy. And this is the thing, you know, she's been very busy. But she was able to spend some time with Evan. Anytime she has a break, she definitely wants to do that. And they were able to sit in front of the fire and watch a podcast together. And it was just super nice. And he's been having some lady time with her. And it's the best thing since sliced bread. But she took me on a ship where she works. And she just been very busy. And she took me down inside where she's kind of she does like some kind of technician work. And she was showing me down there where she tends to do some different things. And it's just like I can describe it to people is it's something like there's nothing here I can describe. It looks something like you might see on those space movies people watch, those sci-fi, but it's not dirty. And that's the only difference. I think sometimes those space movies, it's like greasy and dirty, and it's not like that at all. It's very clean. But she was taking me through some of that area. And I knew she had done some stuff like that. But she's also a pilot. Super awesome. Just like Evan. I mean, they're like they chip off the old block, those two. But you know, we're going to spend a little bit more time exploring relationships on my other channel. So the main message, which came to me this morning, I'd asked some questions. Started last night with this whole concept of what we need to do and where we need to be in understanding reality, which has been, and I think that's where we are now. I think we're finally at a point in society where the illusions, the lies, the violence, this stuff is cracking and falling, and something's going to fill its place. And so here's the message anyway. It says, you are love and are loved. Anyone or anything that tells you that you are faulty or broken must do some kind of acts or penance to reclaim what you never had or that you lost is nonsense. You have never lost anything. You have never needed fixing. You have never needed to do anything. That was the lie or lies. All you had to do was never forget who you are or to simply remember it. Earth is not a punishment planet. Earth is not a school. Earth is not duality. No soul is ever broken and needing to learn some kind of suffering. All souls are source and love, period. And I just want to stop. I think, you know, I had to stop, you know, again, I wrote the whole thing down when it came through, but then reading over it several times, I'm like, wow. Yeah, how many times are we told that, you know? look, you're just a soul experiencing, or a fractal, a piece of a massive soul that's experiencing physicality. And that physicality is just for enjoyment. And people, there's this, I don't care what planet you come from. We are all, no matter you're a tree or a mosquito or a chicken or a rabbit or whatever you are all perfect. You all come from a source soul that's perfect. So that doesn't disappear. You have nothing to learn. You only have some things that you would wish to experience. It's actually nonsensical, as I was reading and as I was giving this information, that somehow we're being force-fed. And again, this is the Matrix. Anyone who force-feds and tells you that you are somehow broken, that your soul is somehow broken, your soul is not broken. Your soul is perfect. And it's ancient. I didn't even know how. I mean, they're all, that's what I'm saying. You get these numbskulls coming on. Oh, I'm 1,500 years old. I'm a 5,000-year-old. This, or I don't care. So are all of us. We all. That's such shit. I'm any extraterrestrial, okay, who's trying to shove into your face that they're somehow better than you,
right?
Because they're in a physical form for 1,000 years. That's shit. Doesn't matter how long you've been in physical form. That's nonsense. Your soul, all of our souls are ancient. What is even ancient? I can't even describe what that means. Yeah. All of our souls are perfect. You don't come to Earth or any planet as a form of penance. That's absurd. Absolutely absurd. So I don't know who these people are hanging out with, but I wouldn't hang out with them very long, for sure. There's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect. You're just experiencing physicality. You can't have a beer when you're a soul. You like you can't eat or can't eat pasta with a spoon, right?
Right. It's all the senses. All you get to experience sensuality in some form, right?
Yeah, you want to experience a body. That's all. Period. It may be a blue body with a big head or a hairless body or whatever. You're just experiencing a body, and you pick one. Maybe
but your soul is infinite.
Yeah.
Your soul is infinite, but your body is just here for this time to experience all these different things.
Yeah, you might have been Arcturian for a while. You might have been, like us, Pleiadian for a while. And now you're experiencing this. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's just a little different experience. And that's what I really liked about this. As it says, no soul is ever broken. And certainly you don't need to suffer or anything. That's all cult. That's all stupidity. Says you have always,
you don't need to be punished for anything.
No, for what? What did you do?
Right.
Oh, you're born human on Earth. Oh, you must be up for something. This is an Earth school. You have to, it's interesting. Now, I don't know how true this is. But that's actually, and we were talking about this. So there are these bad extraterrestrials, as you know, that came to Earth and fucked everything up. Sure. I have a PhD in history. That's how I teach. That's how I do it. The fuck up, right? So there's nothing they could have, so everything they did was mind control. It's all mind control. So they got these beings here on Earth to believe that they were somehow broken. That's all they did. That's all they did. And they bought it. The humans bought it. Or the people that were, because they forgot. That's the whole thing. They forgot. No one's broken. No one's broken. And that's all they did was they lied to these people. And this was going on for centuries. Then they created all the other shit that goes along with it to really make sure to solidify in the brainwashing, in this cult. It's a cult. It's a global cult. Just step out of it. That somehow that's how the whole thing, we call this to show as a matrix explosion. The matrix is feeding off of the lie that you keep maintaining. We keep maintaining this lie. Once you step into the truth that you're not broken, you don't need to kiss anybody's ass. I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's a government. I don't care if it's a religion. I don't care if it's your boss. No one is owed fake allegiance. No one. You are not an object to be used. And once people figure that out, it's gone because it feeds off of that. And that's what it is. You have always been everything you need. And Earth was never broken. That is the matrix. You have been force-fed all kinds of things that swirl outside of you. None are real. There are no hybrid children or new children that are somehow not broken or better than you. This is the biggest shit I can't stand.
Yeah.
I keep hearing it from so many people, and I'm blowing up people's minds left and right. Oh, there's these new magic kids that are coming on the earth. There's no freaking new. They're all mad. What kind of thing is this? Oh, see, you're shit, but there's gonna be some real magic kids come.
Yeah. They're better than you.
I don't know what these people are smoking. Well, they must be miserable. There's no magic anyway. Everyone's magic. There's no magic anyone. Everyone's soul is magic. It's
Yes.
like,
Yes.
child,
We're just all
every kid-
different. We're just different from each other, but we're not, nobody's better, just different.
nobody's better. There's no magic. This is, see, and this is the thing. Like, really? This is the matrix. That, okay, there's going to be some celebrity that's going to come in. That's the matrix. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no celebrities coming in. They're already here. Everyone's famous, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah. Everybody's a celebrity because a celebrity is somebody who should be celebrated, right? So we should all be celebrated. So we're all
celebrate yourself, right?
Yes.
You celebrate you. You celebrate you, and you radiate love out. That's how it works. I mean, but the whole concept of like, oh, see, you guys are there's something wrong with this group, and then this magic group is so much specialer. You know, this is the special. You know, and then they're gonna fix this. Like, you're the broken group, and these are the fixie group. You know, this whole like.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for people like that. I'm like, God, what's rolling inside your head? I hope you find the self-love. Why don't you love yourself? Why are you looking for something else outside yourself? The love is within. And once you find that love within, you radiate it out. So this is the rest of the message is, you know, there's no hybrid children, no new children that are somehow not broken or better than you. That is part of the delusion. Remember, anything that tells you you are not whole is a delusion. You have been drowning in a whirlwind of delusion that fills you with the yearning that there are beings so much more evolved or so much more worthy than you. These are all lies. The only thing you ever did was to forget. You simply allowed yourself to forget. There is no one and no thing outside of you that you need. Simply remember, I am love. You are love and always have been. You are love and you are loved. There is nothing to learn. You have always been whole. No soul is broken. No soul needs suffering. No soul needs punishment. Those are all lies. You are all that is and has ever been and ever will be. You are, as all things, perfect and eternal. You just forgot. You have created duality. This was the whole section here was so amazing. You have created duality as a form of self-punishment. You have created good and evil in order to vindicate and solidify this movie that does not actually exist. You are creating good and evil because you want to believe that you must somehow deserve struggle. So that what he was saying was that you keep creating your own pain. Nothing like that is real. Nothing like that needs to exist. Nothing like that does exist. The only reason it exists is because humans are making it exist. You're making it. And I was talking to Evan, he was like, you know, because the military. So Ika works in the military. And what he does is radiate love. So yes, he's an officer. Ooh, so what? Not to me, he isn't. And not to him, he isn't. See, And this is where I started to break down some of this federation stuff. I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like the idea that somebody has a title. I don't like that. And I'm like, that's why I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah.
And I can see why some civilizations, other planets, don't want to join them. I can see that. I don't like hierarchy.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't have hierarchy. He doesn't. Sure, they gave him a label. And I work with the guys who worked, and I'm saying they didn't work under him. They worked with him. They worked alongside him. And everyone was super cool and awesome and wonderful. But one of the things that he does is that he just, without teaching, without lecturing, without saying anything, I was like, hey, Twit, you've been doing this, not telling us. He's already been doing this by just radiating love. That's what he does. So he's showing the humans that, and of course, any other extraterrestrials that he works with, that it's that you're loved, that he loves them, that they are loved. And it's showing the humans that are in the military that all that you've been trained to do, all that intimidation, right? All that rank, all that aggression, all that conflict, you don't need. And that doesn't teach anything. It actually detracts from teaching. And I was talking to Evan about that today. He's like, oh, you would think that somehow being an asshole or a dick is what you would want for somebody in the military. It was actually quite the opposite, because yes, I understand you need a military, but a military should be there for defense in case. It should never be there for aggression.
Right.
So if you're teaching people to be dicks, then you're teaching aggression. That's anti-love. And there's no purpose for, then that's the matrix. Okay. You're creating all of the vileness that you don't want to see.
Yes.
Because when you act from love, then you can act from love in a situation like that for defense. And we found that out in the Pleiades, that we didn't have a military because we were just pure love, which is an amazing thing. But there were other beings that didn't learn that yet. And they suffer. So this is the thing. When you don't understand the purity of fully existing in a space of love, you exist in a space of pain. And until every being understands this, then you'll need some kind of defense. And that's too bad. But anyway, it says you have created all this duality as a form of self-punishment. It says, because you want to believe that you must somehow deserve struggle, and people are trying to vindicate struggle. That's what they do. They create more pain and suffering to vindicate the pain and suffering. So simply take down these loops of illusions and the matrix will fall. It will dissolve. Once you stop and reflect, you will stop manifesting lies. The only reality is love. The only reality is love. You have always been love. You are love experiencing physicality. That was my favorite. You are love experiencing physicality. And physicality is a gift of love and born from love. You are love and you are loved. And that was one section of some of the questions I had asked. There was more, but yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that. You are love and you are loved.
Exactly. And it's a loop. That's the loop. See, instead of fear, not enough, but lack. And this is the thing people don't understand. You're like the elites, whoever is running this matrix, who's ever a violent person, who's ever involved with fomenting hatred and destruction, and they're in so much pain. I can't imagine. They live in such an incredible state of fear that they never have enough. That's so much. I mean, to feel that you never have enough and that you have to crush everything around you. That's what they do. That's what the matrix is. Crushing, and controlling. That's fear. That's such an intense. I can't even imagine existing in that state of such horrific fear. You even fear yourself. You fear everything. That's so sad. That's so sad. That you even have to kill babies. You have to blow up babies. I mean, it's like, you're afraid of a baby? I mean, that's how sick they are. They're afraid of a baby.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. That's so once you peel back who these beings are, it's quite sad to actually meet a person that is terrified of a baby, that they have to blow up a baby. I mean, I don't think you can get,
I mean, it's like they're afraid of love in a way.
Oh, they don't understand.
Babies are love. They're just pure love.
Yeah, I think there's so much fear in their bodies that love can't exist there.
Right. And they're afraid of it too. They're
afraid of,
yeah.
And they're afraid of everything. Yeah. So anyone who acts in a form of aggression, and that's what Ika is doing in the military. All this, toxic masculinity, all this, tough guy. That's all fear. Anybody who walks with that swagger, who has this that's basically a stay away from me. I'm afraid of you. And if you enter that space, I'll kill you or use violence against you or threaten you. That's all fear. Right. You scare me so much. Or your power, which is love. Whenever somebody radiates power, that intimidates these kinds of beings. It's love, because they're terrified of love. Right. Because they know that see, what you're doing is you're breaking down layers upon layers upon layers of illusion that's in their minds. They've been lied to their entire life for generations. And it's actually entered, almost like it's entered their DNA. That if you don't control and suppress and murder and butcher and create unbelievable pain in others, that you will be taken down. So it's unfortunate that they never could see through that. That if you just loved, and there's sometimes here and there in some of these deranged family lines, a few people pop out. They say, wait a minute, all I need is love, and I don't have to fear anymore. I don't have to control anymore. And I don't need all this stuff. I don't need it. And they pop free because it's a jail. It's a jail, and they're all going to face war crimes. They're all coming down because they really can't be healed. And that's too bad. Well, not in this life, and that's just, I mean, their souls, that's the thing. Their souls are perfect. That's the thing, It's a shell of a monster, but the soul is perfect.
It's so hard to even fathom, right? When you think of all the pain that and suffering that they've caused, and you think, how is it possible that their soul is perfect?
It is.
It is because
they're fighting it. They don't because that's the remembrance. They're fighting it. They're fighting it. They can't. It's a form of very severe mental illness, basically. It's severe mental illness,
it exists because of the polarity, but yet we're conjuring up the polarity. I mean, how
we're conjuring it, right? It's correct. Because we're conjuring, or we're creating it, we're manifesting it.
Right.
Yes, we're creating the illusion. It's all illusion.
Right. We're keeping it going by continuously acknowledging it.
Yes, correct. Yeah. And it's created through fear. Yeah.
It's such an interesting idea. I mean, I'm sure it's not the first time it's been said or thought, but it's just
first time I heard it. It was new to me, but I'm like, but
it's an interesting thought. Like, just the reason it exists is because we are manifesting it, and we're keeping it going by continuously manifesting it.
Yeah. Well, it's like
that it exists.
People don't like, oh, why is there war? The only reason there's war is because you're fighting the war. If you didn't fight the war, there wouldn't be any war.
Right.
It's that simple. It's that,
because
I know anyone. It's mind blowing when you think about
it. It is.
Because when you realize your own love, you don't want to fight a war. So if everyone on this planet just didn't want to fight a war, there wouldn't be any war. And see, this is what the Matrix fears. Because once people say, I don't need to fight.
Yeah.
Every single person. I don't need to fight. It's done.
Right.
It feeds off of that. These beings feed off of all of the negativity. That's why it drives me crazy when I see anyone talking about shame or saying that somebody's broken, needs to be fixed. That's feeding the matrix. Whenever you create shame, the lowest vibration anyone can have is shame, right? So when you put that in, when you plant that seed, you can plant a seed of love, or you can plant a seed of shame. Which one are you planting? You plant love, you break the matrix. You plant shame, you're feeding the matrix. So don't come around after you planted fear and hatred and shame and you're not good enough and blah, blah, blah. And you need to do all these things and climb all these ladders and jump through all this. And that's the matrix.
Right.
You don't need to do anything.
Right.
At all, ever. And, yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do.
And how can we, I guess there's nothing you can do. I mean,
Oh, there's
I
everything
want
you
to
can
do
do.
it,
Just
you
stop
want
it.
to do it, but how do you get other people to do it so that enough of us are doing it to make it stop?
They just have to realize it. That's it. It's simple. Just realize it. Because it's all pain inside of somebody. People who judge, people who attack, people who are jealous, people who just vibe. And you and I both feel the vibes that from these people. It's pain. And ego is pain. There is no such thing as ego. Ego is pain. It's what you've been fed by so that's the loop that guy was talking about, right? So growing up, say your parents were dicks. And a lot of people's parents were dicks. They fed you with all that shame, right? You got to remember, think about, you're going to obey your parents. You're force fed all this. Your children are bad. They're nasty. They're inherently evil. Obey your parents or else. I mean, have you been whacked? Have you been insulted? I mean, I guess most of us have been, right? I mean, on some level, our parents fucked up. They didn't know any better. Not because they did it on purpose. I'm saying that's the loop. So your parents fuck up. You have that shame when you're a child. Then you go to school, and that's a fucking shit show, right? That's an indoctrination. That's a manipulation. That there is nothing as evil. That's not about learning. There's no learning in school. That's meant to suppress and destroy your soul, and it does, right? And you think about like Lord of the Flies, all this stuff, the shit that's happening in school, kids fighting with each other. Like, they've already lost love. Every single child, not these magic indigo, purple, blue, crystal bullshit children. I'm so sick of all that. The crystal, oh fuck you. Every child, every being, it just makes me, every time I hear that, I mean, it's like every creature on any planet is magic. Every creature. They're all the crystal, purple, blue, pink, whatever fuck you're trying to say. Shit, I can't stand it. Oh.
They're all different colors, whatever.
All right. All these, every being anywhere comes in perfect. Then it gets fucked up. Or not. So this is the loop. But then this is where the breakers come in. And every single being on earth is a breaker. There isn't, there is, so okay, yes, we're invoiced. That doesn't make, so what the hell cares? Who cares? Everybody's, it's just that our soul came in from a different direction. But everybody's soul is source. Everybody's soul is magic. It doesn't care. So yes, you're all right. So you just have to remember that and start to everything negative that you've been told about yourself is not real. Once you see that, once you see you're perfect, it's beautiful. Every single person. Yeah, because if somebody said, well, I've done this or that, that's okay. Because that was just a manifestation of the fake you. Some people, I cheated on my husband, or I cheated on my wife, or I stole, or I hurt somebody, or I'm doing all these different things. And that's okay. Look, punishing yourself further isn't gonna, it's not gonna fix like that. You came in perfect. Look at this. Everyone should think about this. You came in perfect. You were a little baby. You were perfect. Okay. And then the matrix destroyed you. Okay. Because you were lied to. So it's okay to have grief and anger. Let me tell you, we've been through this week. I went through just before this came out. It was like one massive shadow explosion, shamanic death series again.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's okay to feel pain because you're bringing all the lies up. You've been lied to, you know? So stop punishing yourself. The way forward is to not punish yourself further. If you continue to punish yourself, you're still going to be a dick, right? So the only way you can stop that is by loving yourself, by going back to when you were a baby and realizing you were perfect before other people hurt you, right? And then you reacted, right? We all, I'm sure we've all been dicks. We have all been, because of the matrix. Okay. So you need to forgive yourself, right? You need to forgive yourself because you were lied to when you fell into that trap, right? The matrix wants you to be a dick. They want you to be a bad person. They want you to create, they want you to kill somebody. They want you to be like that because that's what feeds them. The worse you are, the more they survive. Okay. So step back. And if you have done that, if you were a murderer and you're in jail right now and you're watching this, stop blaming yourself. You have to heal yourself. The deed, it doesn't matter. You got, think of, you, I know it's gonna be very painful for a lot of people, but the matrix caused that. It put the seed of hate in you. It put the seed of jealousy in you, you know? So you just have to stop that. The only way you can stop that is by putting the seed of love inside you and loving yourself and forgiving yourself and saying, from this day forward, I'm love, because you are love. You are love and you give love. And that's it. And that's not a religion. I'm not, I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist, right? I'm eternal. I'm immortal, and we all are. Everything on any planet is immortal. All living things are immortal. That's got nothing to do with religion, right? So, because a religion means that you have something that you worship, and that's the choice. You want to worship something? I'm not. That's what you go ahead. This is the thing. If you want to worship a spaceship, if you want to worship an extraterrestrial, go ahead. If they have a problem with that, so what? So what? I mean, they're not evolved, okay? If let's just say, okay, let's say I am a Pleiadian, right? Like, I mean, my body, I'm in the Pleiadian form, okay? And I'll be this beautiful 5'6", 5'8" tall woman, right? And I'm in that high vibration form. And a human sees me and they say, wow, wow, you have a spaceship, and and blah blah blah, and you can telepath, and you can, and they worship me. My job is not to be like, oh, like, we don't want to be worshipped. We're just like, my job would be like, I'm going to send you love so that you see how beautiful you are. I'm going to be a mirror to that. I'm going to do whatever it takes in my body in this place now. This is what Ika does, because he's in his Pleiadian body. He's the full-blown deal, right? That's an extraterrestrial. But he radiates love, and he brings that up in you, right? He judges no. This guy, like, he is the sweetest, kindest, like, most sensitive person ever. I mean, and that's so beautiful, because then it becomes a beautiful thing for everyone to just vibrate with, because then you give love and he gives love, and it's just a beautiful little thing. And he radiates love. He don't radiate judgment. But then
there's a difference between worshiping someone and emulating them.
Right.
Because, I will look up to somebody and I'll respect them, and I'll maybe want to emulate what they're doing because I think, wow, what they're doing is awesome.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that I worship them. That's a totally different thing. That's where you're like putting them on such a pedestal that they can do no wrong in your eyes. Like you're just like,
right.
Fixated on them or obsessed or something like that. That's a totally different. And where you look at them as better than you.
Right.
That's really what worshiping is. That's what really worshiping is looking at somebody else as they're better than you, when really we're all the same.
Right.
We just have
different
abilities, different gifts. That's it.
That's it. But people who do that are in pain.
Yes. Right. They're suffering. And it causes more suffering to do that.
Of course.
Because you're always going to be comparing yourself to that to that person that you think is better than you and never going to feel like you're enough.
Exactly. And that's where all this meditation crap, vibration crap comes in. Because now you have a bunch of people who feel that somehow they're already broken and that they have to jump through all these hoops to gain some kind of vibrational status. That's fear. You don't need to do anything. You just need to love yourself.
Yes.
So that's the whole thing. It's someone who worships anything is in pain. And you need to heal that pain. You need to be the source of their healing. They don't need more judgment. They don't need more punishment. They need love. And if you were a higher evolved being, as you supposedly claim yourself to be, you would already know that. And you would say, oh, it looks like some of the people on earth are still in pain. So I'm going to come and heal them. Well, they're going to heal them. You don't heal someone's, you offer the love, right? You can't heal somebody else's pain per se.
No.
They have to feel so much love inside them that they can't but heal. And that's what you, as a higher density being, must do. Radiate that love into the other person's being so that they heal.
Yes.
So that would be my take. That would be, well, that's my experience. That's my experience with extraterrestrials. I've never met one that was a dick. If I did, I would immediately tell them it. I would just board a boundary that I'm not, no, I'm not interested in you. I don't care who you are.
Yes.
Because I have friends who are love. So I wouldn't waste my time with someone who's not.
Exactly.
That's yeah. And I hope that helps people too, who feel that somehow they have to earn love. Like those people who might feel right now that somehow they're not worthy of meeting an extraterrestrial. Stop that. just stop. And if you ever meet one that says that, or you hear anyone say that, turn it off.
Yeah.
Turn it off. And just I am love, right? Just say I am. You don't need that's a bad person. I don't care what planet they come from. If they're not offering you love, they're an ass. Certainly if they're from another planet, because they know better. Because most of these planets have already been through some of this stuff and they understand what unity consciousness is. Okay. So they're just, I mean, I don't care where you go, you're still going to find somebody who's a jerk. It's just reality. But just like anything, just be discerning. Just be, you are worth more. You're not worth that. You're worth more than that. So and you know what, maybe help them. That's what I would do. I would say it's interesting that you feel that way. Why do you feel that you have the power to control compassion? Why do you feel like you have the power to control healing? Why do you feel like you have the power to judge another being? And then see how they respond. And if it's play with them a little bit. I always say, play with them, and then say, well, have a good day and put up your boundaries.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that's
and you can send them love too.
Yeah.
You could
yeah.
I mean, because that's
yeah. I mean, it's like it's so funny, but almost everyone I hear who has experiences with extraterrestrials, so strange the way they have this like awe. I'm like, I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand. I just have love. We're just in love. All of my extraterrestrial, my husband basically, and we just love each other.
Yes.
And I think my body as a human body is kind of neat. It's something different.
Yeah.
It's something different. He's good. He I mean, yeah. I mean, him being in that body is delightful. It's something different for me. And So one thing I just recently noticed that almost everyone who's involved with extraterrestrials or the galactic stuff that we are involved with, they have this odd relationship with these beings. I can't think of anyone who just hangs with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do. We just hang. I mean, all the time we joke around. We were doing fart jokes and everything. I mean,
Yeah. That's the thing. They have a sense of humor, you know.
so
I mean,
strange.
they're not.
People.
You don't treat them any differently than you would treat a friend, you know, or somebody that you're
They're just, yeah. I mean, it's
a
so
family
weird.
member, or somebody that you know that you know very well. It's not they're not all stiff and formal and
Not at all. No, I mean, it was so funny because we had a it was a Zoom meeting. We was Eddie and Evan. We were getting together talking. Of course, Ika showed up too, and he just curls up next to me and he's like eating because he's just hanging. And I'm like, oh, he's here. I'm like, he's just gonna hang with us, and like, if you have any, he ain't really hi, and he's like hi and everything. And I'm like, and Eddie was like, oh, what's he eating? I'm like, well, what's he eating? And I'm like, it's a bowl and a spoon. I'm like, it's not cereal. I'm like, oh, it's orecchiette with asparagus and zucchini strips. You're eating it with a spoon. like pasta with a spoon, but it makes sense. I actually eat pasta with a spoon now because you get a better. And the idea was like, does he like pizza? Do they like pizza? I'm like, well, I don't know about everyone. So I asked him, do you like pizza? And he does. When he kind of like kinda, yeah. But he reads my texts. So if anybody who's a friend of mine who sends me texts, like, oh yeah, he's like right over. I'm like, what do you think? I'm like finding that there's another Pleiadian man who's texting me, because he knows I have a thing for them. So it's like, well, obviously, hey, they're good. Look, they're hot. I mean, they're gorgeous. So, but there's only one. There's only one. There's only one. All right. And yeah, it's so weird. It's just like, yeah. I don't know. Like we just hang, like totally, And Evan, I will say Evan is the other person. I'm like, well, Evan and his wife, they just hang. You get some lady time with her, and it's real nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but everybody, I don't get that like weird worshipy kind of, oh, they're so wise. I'm like, well, so enjoy that, experience that. Why do you have to be so like blown away by that? I don't get that. Nothing to be blown away by that. Every being. I learned my number one are animals. Everything I need to know about life comes from animals.
Yes.
And that is what I share, But it's just because somebody knows something, like, so what? Like, everybody knows something. Like, I don't get that. I don't.
Yeah.
It's just,
right.
I don't. Yeah. So what? Oh, but blah blah. They can fly a ship with their mind. Like, so that's how.
Yeah, somebody who saw us, like somebody from 200 years ago saw us. They can talk to people on a phone. Wow.
Right. Yeah. Look at the magic box. Wow. So
we're all magicians. Yeah.
Such
technology. It's not. Yeah.
It's just technology.
Yeah.
It's just so strange. Yeah. I mean, I guess if there's any magical power that Ika has, it's his love. If there's anything I'm in awe of, it's his love. Yes, he can locate me. Yes, he can teleport me. Yes, he can, God no, he mind wipes me. He does all that shit. Like, but I don't care. That's just like, yep, it's a Wednesday. I don't care. That's meaningless to me.
Yeah.
That's just like, okay, I know why, but what his only purpose to me is him, who he is as a being. What he is as himself. Not his rank, not what he, like none of that stuff. Not a work. I don't. People always ask me, oh, can you ask him questions about like what he does? Like, I never ask him about what he does. I'm not interested. Not that I'm not interested, but that's not what he brings to me. That's not what he wants to do. So I'm in tune with what he wants to talk about.
Right.
He needs.
You have a relationship with each other.
Yeah.
So you don't want to talk about work when, you know, you have a
Yeah,
really, you know what I mean?
if he wants to come and share, you know, anytime, he won't even have to ask. He know, like, see, we just know, like, and half the time it's not even conversation; it's just feeling. Like we just share emotions,
Yes,
just
yes.
sharing emotions.
That that's kind of like with when you have a cat or a dog, you share
Yeah,
emotions with them too.
correct.
You don't have to talk or have conversations with them. You
That's the
feel
way.
their love
Yeah,
because when they come up and sit on your lap and you feel their love, you know, that's real, you
that's
know.
real. Yeah, that's
It,
absolutely real.
we started like maybe noticing more things about who we really are as a person instead of what we say,
Yeah,
what we've accomplished in life or anything like that. If we thought more about what are our characteristics? What is
right,
it about my personality that makes me who I am? You
right.
know, besides what I say, what I do in life, you know, what is unique my about me, about my soul, about my spirit?
Yeah,
Can I feel my spirit? Can I feel what that is? Can I sense it? Can I be quiet and alone with myself and feel that?
yeah,
And, you know, that's really what the essence of who you are. That's your essence. And if you can feel that and you can love that,
yeah.
that's that's more important than anything else that you
You know,
could say or do.
and that's what radiates.
Yes.
That's what radiates. That's what
Yeah.
makes you so awesome. That's what makes everybody say, "Oh, Linda's so awesome." That's why you're awesome. That's why, because you did the work. You did the work to understand who you are, and that's not an easy thing. That's one thing, that's not easy. It takes a lot of work
Mm.
to find your love, to love yourself.
Yes,
That
it
that
does.
takes a lot of work, and there's a lot of people who are too afraid to do that, and that's gotta just eat you up. That's just gotta, God.
It's kind of too also that we have outside influences. We
Yeah.
have things going on, thoughts that come in that constantly keep us from connecting with ourselves,
Yeah.
with our essence, you know,
Yeah.
because we these other things that come in and say, you're this, you're that,
Yeah.
you know, you did this, you did that, or whatever, you know, and
Right.
so you have to constantly put up a barrier between those thoughts and your essence and your soul. So you don't
Yeah.
let it get you.
And that's what they do, actually. That's
Yes.
what is an extraterrestrial personality? Some, I can't speak for everyone, like I said. It's because they know themselves so well.
Yeah.
So when people I used to try this as an experiment. Really know yourself, know who you are, ground that. You will find that as you radiate that self, and you got to do this consciously when you walk in a crowd. And I do it as an experiment, just to try these different things. But when you really center into yourself, into your love, and into who you are, and you can almost have like this force field of love around you, right?
Yes.
It's that radiation of energy. You will find that that weirdy stuff that other people that might be doesn't actually come near you.
Yes.
It
Yes.
won't come
Because you
near you.
have a force field around you. It's
You
like you
basically have a
repel.
love force field around you. And a
Yes.
few things, those people who are not ready yet to love themselves will walk away from you. I find they look
Right.
at you, oh my God, they have this look like, and they run, they almost run.
Yeah.
But those people who are in the process of experiencing healing, you turn it on.
Yes. Mhm.
You can see
Yes.
them. And they may come to, you'll start to have people come towards you. And
Mm.
they'll actually, you'll find people that'll just be like, oh my God, I love being in your presence. You really made my day. You're amazing. They'll be like the gushing,
Yeah.
because then you've turned on their love, and that's
Mhm.
your role.
Right.
So I've done. I'm so analytical that I tried. Let me try this experiment, but it's true. And everything will immediately start to change once you enter love in your body. Luck starts. This thing called luck, or whatever you want to call it, starts to come.
Yeah.
Amazing things just start to come.
Good
Just
things come your way.
they just
Yes.
come your way. They just come
Mm.
your way. And this is where I want to warn people about all this vibration bullshit you're hearing, right? If you enter into meditation and all this stuff out of a fear mindset, where I'm lacking, oh, this famous person on YouTube or somebody, they said I have to meditate or I'm a bad person, or you know, you're never gonna make it to the new earth or whatever. So whatever kind of shit you're seeing on, that's what it was
Right.
just my timeline.
You won't ascend if you don't meditate. Right.
There's
Yeah.
no ascension. No, you're already there. There's, there's just you loving being in peace in your own body. So that is what you want to attain. Not to appease somebody else outside of you. You're healing you. And the meditations, whatever works for you, whatever you like to do. It might be walking in the woods. It might be cooking. Cook yourself. You could attain. This is the first thing. I can't wait to when we openly meet with all of our friends from other planets. I want to cook them a meal, a beautiful vegetarian meal. Because I'm going to radiate my love through the food, and we're all going to share that. It's just going to be, oh my God.
Yeah.
What a beautiful, almost religious experience. I want to cook for them. That's how I show love. So this is what you need to do. Yes.
You can put love. Love
yes,
is an
you,
ingredient that you can put in the food, and you can
Oh,
feel it.
oh, it's beautiful. And this is what people have to understand. It may not be meditation.
Right.
Maybe you show love for yourself and others through singing, through dancing, through playing an instrument, through playing a sport, through walking in, to dressing a certain way, to putting on some kind of makeup that you like everyone, to doing something with your hair. What is it that makes you love you? Because that's a gift that you share. That's all you need to understand. You don't have to punish yourself. What works for you? That's all.
That's
It could be writing, right? You know, somebody out there now is probably saying, God, I want to share. Do it. Share.
Yes.
There's a Pleiadian the non-physical Pleiadians, the seven dwarves. there's a bunch of Pleiadians that, you know, they no longer have a body. They probably, you know, bad enough. They wore themselves out. People are going to find out with our group. They're very sensual. It's just people, heads up. Yeah, I'm telling you, people are going to be with it. Okay, so yeah, that's what they teach. You know, it's when you are doing a thing that means so much to you, that's a beautiful thing that makes you feel beautiful, and you share that. You don't have to worry. People will, it will send a message into the quantum.
Yes.
And those people who are needing this in their souls will find it. You don't need 100,000 people. You need 1 million people. If this is a warning, if you're doing something and you're panicking over how many people are watching you or joining you, you're in the wrong place.
Absolutely. It's not about numbers.
No, at all. You're hurting yourself. Okay. That's the matrix. That's evil. Okay. That's evil. How does it feel for you? If you just heal we only have to heal one. Every person just has to heal one other person. That's all. You don't have to heal 1 million. You don't have to heal 500,000. You don't have to have a bunch of likes. You don't have to have, all you need to do is heal one person.
And you have to heal yourself first.
You have to heal yourself first, right?
That's the one person to heal.
That's the one person. You know, that's the one. Yeah, that's it. You know, you're done. You're done. Yeah, it's simple, you know. That's it is simple. It's that's the thing. Is this simple? Yes. Okay, then you're on the right.
Yeah.
If it's simple, you're on the right track.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, thank you for sharing this.
I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it happened.
I am glad too, because it's so interesting how sometimes you have to go into some kind of a darkness to find some kind of a really epiphany kind of moment, you know. And dark part of being going into darkness is sometimes just closing your eyes and not seeing anything else,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you.
Well, I think, yeah,
I
I
love
think,
that you wanted to share this.
well, I thought, well, they tell me you need to share this, you know, and it's so big sometimes. And I think, so the thing that kind of happened to me was people I had trusted to make me feel love were seeding me with pain in a systematic way. And I said, wait a minute, you know, and then that's what sort of triggered like, so because that's the warning, I think, for anyone, you know, if you feel that whoever, and they can, and I think there's some mind, that's why I think there's some mind control going on. I really do. So again, you just become, you say, okay, this person that previously made me feel good now makes me feel bad. That's where you have to step in and say, wait a minute, I'm going to try to heal that person if I can, you know.
Yes.
Or step back, you know, and say, wow, you know, I don't need to feel like that. So all I need to do is feel love. And that's all you need to remember.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we send out love to everyone tonight. Right?
Yes.
We send
Love.
out. Yeah. Yeah.
From my heart.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you again. And we will be back with more and just remember to to focus on love and to really feel it deep inside your heart, because it's in there. You know, you just have to feel it and focus on it and know that it's there, because it is, and it always has been, and it always will be. Just don't forget that. So thanks again for watching, and just know that I love you, and that's not going to go away.
That's right.
Ciao for now.